half an hour for these interventions, starting with Senator Sifuna.
I thank you for that indulgence, Mr. Speaker. I wanted to make brief comments on the request for statement by Senator Gloria Orwoba on the bed capacity at Mama Lucy Hospital. Mr. Speaker, indeed, as part of my oversight work, I have visited all the level 5 county hospitals. And Mr. Speaker, the situation at Mama Lucy is quite dire. But I wanted to inform this House that we have gotten quite some serious support from the Committee on Health, very ably chaired by the Senator for Uasin Gishu, the Honorable Mandago. Mr. Speaker, in fact, this committee has helped us so much to reach a resolution to expand the county's capacity to treat Nairobians by reaching an agreement with the national government to hand back Mama Margaret Kenyatta Hospital in Korogosho. Mr. Speaker, what is most disheartening is that when I visited Mama Lucy on the 1st of February, I was told that in fact the county has not made any follow-up on that directive by the Senate Committee on Health, and our facilities continue to be strained. At all these level 5 county facilities, Mr. Speaker, we have projects to expand capacity that have stalled. And in fact, for the Mama Lucy Hospital, there is a 344 million project that was initiated by the Nairobi Metropolitan Services, Mr. Speaker, that stalled at 45%. The contractor is owed 50 million shillings, and therefore they are abandoned site. Mr. Speaker, the Health Committee of this House has been so gracious and supportive to Nairobi. They had actually scheduled a visit to these county facilities on Monday, the 11th of March, which is just a few days from today. And Mr. Speaker, the most heartbreaking thing is that on the eve of that visit, we received communication that somehow the county governor had made himself busy, and therefore that the committee was not welcome to tour the county facilities. I want to encourage the chairperson of the Health Committee that because of the problems we have in Nairobi, if you go to Mbagathi, there is a project that's stalled, the contractor abandoned site, he's owed 15 million shillings, Mr. Speaker. And when I complain about other uses of money, my colleagues have spoken about foreign travel, for instance. Nairobi is one of those counties, Mr. Speaker, that is leading in foreign travel expenses. And if you compare, Mr. Speaker, what is being used for foreign travel, or even just billboards in Nairobi, we spend 20 million shillings, Mr. Speaker, for billboards in Nairobi, yet 15 million shillings is what is required to get back the contractor on site at Mbagathi. The situation is the same at Mutuini Hospital, Mr. Speaker, where the most ridiculous thing is happening. The Chair for Health, I wanted you to come and confirm that there is an X-ray machine at Mutuini Hospital, but it cannot be used by the people in Dagoretti South, Mr. Speaker, because we don't have doors to the room in which that X-ray machine is put. And Mr. Speaker, when you speak to the management of the hospital, they will tell you that between 500,000 shillings and 700,000 shillings would get us doors at Mutuini Hospital for the X-ray room, and we would stop sending people all the way to Mbagathi just to get X-rays. 500,000 shillings, Mr. Speaker, is the value of 2 billboards for 1 month in Nairobi. It is just plain ridiculous. I want to encourage the committee and the chair of the Health Committee, whether the governor is present or not, please come and visit these facilities and see for yourselves, so as even when you tackle Senator Gloria's inquiry, just come to these facilities. Let's not wait for the governor, because the governor is always going to find an excuse for you not to visit. I have more than enough capacity as a senator of Nairobi to host the Health Committee, Mr. Speaker. So I want to encourage them. Whatever the governor was going to give you in terms of accommodations, if he was going to give you traffic marshals to clear the roads, I can assure you the people of Nairobi will give you the necessary support so that you're able to visit all these facilities and see for yourself, so that you can help the people. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Mandago.
For me to comment on the statement from Senator Sifuna of Nairobi and confirm to this House, Honorable Speaker, that on Monday next week, whether the governor will be present or not, we are going to visit those facilities, and we shall definitely follow up in the recommendations we had already made. And Honorable Speaker, I made a request to this House that it is extremely important that we reintroduce the Committee on Implementation, so that when reports and resolutions have been reached, they should actually be implemented. Honorable Speaker, I also want to thank the Majority Leader for raising that matter of reports, because these are the things the Senator for Nairobi would be able to check on the spending that is not priority and should be redirected towards service. Honorable Speaker, allow me to comment on the statement by Senator Cherargei on the issue of subsidized fertilizer. Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, in the North Rift, we are now in the planting season. And Honorable Speaker, as we speak today, farmers are having challenges because of the delays in the delivery of subsidized fertilizer, and the ministry's decision to deliver fertilizer to National Cereals and Produce Board. Particularly today, as we speak, Honorable Speaker, a lot of fertilizer is being delivered to Eldred National Cereals and Produce Board depot, creating a lot of traffic and unnecessary queues. Honorable Speaker, this statement is timely because we would like the ministry to ensure that these subsidized fertilizer are actually distributed to farmer store in the cooperatives. Honorable Speaker, one of the cooperatives, progressive cooperative from Moiben sub-county, which carries about 8,000 farmers and require close to over 10,000 bags of fertilizer. As we speak today, Honorable Speaker, they have not received a single bag. We would like the ministry, therefore, to move with speed and ensure that the distribution of subsidized fertilizer, particularly for Uasin Gishu County, Trans Nzoia County, Bungoma County, Nandi County, who are now in the planting season, Honorable Speaker, is prioritized so that we can have food in this country. What the ministry needs to know is that any delay in distribution of fertilizer to these counties will result in reduced production. What most of the people in the logistics chain don't understand is maize as a crop is a crop that goes by the timelines and the days that is supposed to mature. And therefore, when there is delay, already then we shall be having reduced productivity. Honorable Speaker, we want to encourage the Cabinet Secretary to also address the issue of distribution of fertilizer where fertilizer has reached stores. This morning, Honorable Speaker, we had complaints from farmers from Kipkabos in Kaptagat Ward, where, Honorable Speaker, we had 4 lorries of fertilizer, but farmers had to wait the whole morning to this afternoon until a farmer complained and we intervene so that fertilizer can be distributed. The ministry should be able to check on the officers. These could be avenues where logistics officers are waiting to be bribed so that they can release fertilizer to a few farmers. We would want them to make it efficient and ensure small-scale farmers who are going to collect 1, 2, 3 bags, less than 10, are given their own queue so that they don't have to queue with large-scale farmers. Honorable Speaker, I support these statements. Thank you.
Senator Manzo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support the Senator for Turkana. Mr. Speaker, you know, recently we visited Turkana County and the different committees of this House went on different missions in the county to deal with the matters which had come before this House related to Turkana County. Mr. Speaker, the LAPSET project is a very major project running all the way from Lamu to South Sudan and eases transportation, Mr. Speaker, and it deals with a lot of challenges which deal with this transportation, Mr. Speaker.